Who can stop this Arsenal side? They seem formidable right now. 4 being a key point there because they smashed Spurs for 4 yesterday. You're going to have to forgive the voice because it's just gone. It's sick. And I think it's sick from Arsenal, to be honest. They make me sick. They're making me sick right now because they are walking it at the minute. They look very, very competent and very comfortable. But who is the actual challenger to Arsenal? Long term, over the course of the season, because right now Arsenal look very, very good. They are capable of bottling it. We all know that. We've seen it over the most recent years in particular. Arsenal have this notorious set of behavioural traits that is known to bottle it at the end of the season. The question for any challengers, this being a Manchester City fan, hoping that Manchester City can be the number 1 challengers to Arsenal this season, the question for the challengers, and Chelsea potentially as well, is will you be there at the end of the season to present that bottling it situation, to be close enough to make them bottle it? Because if they're 10, 12 points clear with 5, 6 games to go, it is done. They can bottle it and bottle it and bottle it. 3 games of bottling it in a row, and they would still go and win the league. So you've got to be within touching distance come the end of the season. Now, are there any signs of frailties in this Arsenal side? No, not really. Because they lose their key player in terms of Gabriel, not only defensively, the solidity that he provides, the attacking prowess that he's got from set pieces in particular. The whole debate going into this game for Arsenal yesterday was, how are they going to survive without Gabriel? And how are they going to score from set pieces? They can't score from open play. They scored 4 goals from open play yesterday without Gabriel. They absolutely answered all those questions yesterday. And it's a bitter pill to swallow. I'm struggling to swallow my own saliva right now, let alone an Arsenal title challenge with no one challenging them. That would be frustrating. I still believe, even as a City fan, you might think there's a bit of blue-tinted glasses being worn here. I still believe that Manchester City are the main challengers. Even though we've dropped behind Chelsea, against Newcastle, you expect it to be a tough game. You don't expect to lose. You also expect the referee to be a little bit more impartial and less... what's the word? Shit is a word, maybe? Because there were some shocking decisions in that game. But by the by, City didn't do enough to win the game. The best result, the fair result, would have been a draw. So we would have still lost ground on Arsenal regardless and be 6 points behind rather than 7. So, as much as we want to blame the referee, I still don't think we deserve to be within 4 points of Arsenal and having won against Newcastle. We didn't deserve the win. Chelsea as well. They are slowly just getting it done at the minute. They're getting the job done, game in, game out. Celebration, please. You know, I thought the Arsenal celebrations were a touching on excessive yesterday. I like how Declan Rice tries to chill the celebrations because I do think they go overboard, Arsenal. That's kind of in their way. It's built into the fan base in particular. They get a bit carried away and start mouthing off before anything's actually been achieved. That's what the Arsenal fan base does. But this season, more than ever, it looks like their arrogance and their belief, in fairness to them, their belief has a backing to it. There is some legitimacy to the hype, to the praise that they are getting from outsiders as well. And it looks like it really could finally be their year. For me, City are going to pose a challenge to them. Liverpool in the second half of the season, I still picture them being a challenge for points in terms of if you have to play them in the second half of the season, as everyone does. We have to go away to Anfield, though. As a City fan, that concerns me. I think Liverpool will be back in the second half of the season. Not to challenge for the title, but more from the sense of they may have found their feet again, start winning games, getting back-to-back wins, rather than this horrible form that they're in right now. Very familiar of Manchester City, but the second half of last season, Manchester City were so good, we ended up finishing third in our worst ever season under Pep Guardiola, barring the first season. We finished third and 3 points behind Arsenal, who were supposed to be having a good season in that period of time. So if Liverpool can probably do something similar and still find themselves in the top 4. If they carry on, though, they're going to be in trouble to even be getting into Europe next season. Again, that's by the by. Chelsea, for me, I don't know whether they've got the longevity. I don't know whether they can keep going till the end of the season. I think they're going to present a challenge and you don't want to be facing them right now. Oh, looks like Arsenal are facing them next week. So from a City point of view, this could swing this narrative that's been fed into the media right now, and understandable. It's the correct narrative that there's no agendas here whatsoever, that Arsenal are doing well and deserve to be top of the league and there's some agenda against it. No, that's the facts. Arsenal are doing well and they do deserve to be top of the league. No denying that whatsoever. The facts remain, though, that it's City. It's just Pep and City and Haaland. The whole area of whether Haaland gets injured or not is just ridiculous. You could apply that logic to anyone, really, any side. For me, I think the people have said Gabriel is the biggest player to lose for Arsenal. I think Declan Rice for me, because not only is he the enforcer in midfield, he is the nucleus, the epicenter to everything that Arsenal do well in that midfield. He's the leader. He leads by example, and he takes all your set pieces, and he does it incredibly well, especially the in-swinging ones. They're lethal corners from Declan Rice. So the whole set-piece FC, albeit wasn't needed against Spurs, that would be dead in the water without Declan Rice, and you'd have to rely on lesser quality set pieces. Saka's delivery from the other side is very, very good. But I think Declan Rice's right-footed in-swingers, even his out-swingers, can still prove to be a problem for opposition sides. But I think he would be the key player. So applying the Haaland getting injured logic makes no sense to me. I can see why people would want that to be the case, because he is scoring the majority of our goals, and City have a concern of their own that Haaland doesn't score, Manchester City lose. That's happened 3 times this season. Villa doesn't score, Newcastle doesn't score, Spurs doesn't score. 2 of those being away from home, 1 of them being at home against Spurs. To lose to Spurs, by the way, after having watched what they put on the pitch yesterday against Arsenal, which is why I think Arsenal need to bear that in mind, that the opposition was so poor, like Spurs were yesterday. It's so disheartening as a City fan to know that Spurs can hit those heights against us, but don't bother doing it against Arsenal. They never do it against Arsenal. But the facts remain for me. I think who are biggest Arsenal's title challengers? Arsenal. I think they themselves are their biggest enemy. This season, I think if they are done, as in 10, 12 points clear of second place, whoever that may be, whether it's Chelsea or Manchester City or any other surprise package that comes out of nowhere, I don't think it's going to be enough for any sort of bottle in that situation where it's 10, 12 points and Arsenal go on a 2 or 3 game run where they drop points, they draw, they lose, and then they draw again, something like that, where they drop a decent amount of points in a short space of time. If the gap's already too big, the damage can be, you can offset it from the positives of the season before. So I think City, if they're within 5, 6, maybe even 8, because we've done this before in the past, 8 points, if they are within 8 points, or Chelsea are within 8 points of Arsenal, that is when Arsenal will be tested. But right now, it's hard to look past Arsenal. City, I think they will be the second favourites to win this title, albeit they've fallen behind Chelsea. Chelsea do have that longevity, but it remains to be seen. So much football is still to be played. We are only in November. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe to Transfer News Live. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.